Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for clicking on WDTV.com. It's Wednesday, April 24th. I'm Kristen Keeling. Here's a look at some of your top stories. Well, prosecutors continued their arguments today in the case of a man accused of killing a 21-month-old baby in 2010. They called several witnesses to the stand, including the investigating officer and medical examiner, to try to prove 24-year-old Jonathan Queen killed the child. The witnesses talked about what happened just after the incident when the baby was at Ruby Memorial Hospital and the investigation after the child died. The defense is expected to begin their arguments tomorrow. The University of Charleston basketball program is in a bit of shock right now after 3 of their players were arrested overnight. Supposedly, they are involved in a robbery and a beating in downtown Charleston. Police believe 20-year-old Terrell Lipkins, Robbie Dreher, and Quincy Washington were all involved in the attack of 2 men early Sunday morning. Lipkins also supposedly used one of the victim's credit cards at a local convenience store not long after the attack. Dr. Ed Welch, who's the school's president, called the alleged actions deplorable and said all the 3 men have been kicked off the basketball team and evicted from their dorms. Half a dozen WVU students found themselves on the wrong side of the law after a fight at one of the fraternities on campus. It happened last month. Now that's when 24-year-old Thomas Rhodes, 19-year-old Corey Russo, 22-year-old Daniel High, 20-year-old Timothy Merlini, 22-year-old Daniel Gordon, and 19-year-old Marco Scarcier went into the Pi Kappa Phi house, which is on North Spruce Street. Apparently, all the men were involved in a fight at the house, and when police got there, they took off. No one suffered any serious injuries. All 6 of the students face burglary charges, but police say they may also tack on battery charges. Officers from another police department in Mon County are trying to figure out if a man was robbed or if he got into a fight and was just too drunk to remember what happened. This all took place last Monday night in the parking lot of the University Commons in Star City. A man told police that's when he was jumped by 4 people who stole his iPad. Investigators said he went to the hospital with minor injuries, but when they talked to him yesterday, they found a bunch of holes in his story. Detectives are taking a look at the surveillance footage at the apartments to see if that can help them figure out what happened. Well, it looks like Clarksburg will be one of the first cities to apply for the expanded home rule program. 5 years after it first started within 4 cities, home rule will be an option for 16 others with the new law Governor Tomlin is expected to sign soon. Mayor Patsy Trecost talked about the city's application plans with several media agencies today. He wants Clarksburg to be a place where people live, work, and play, and that all city officials are going to do their best to make that happen. He believes home rule, which Bridgeport already has, is the key to accomplishing that goal. Keep in mind, though, the bill Tomlin still needs to sign does include 19 restrictions for home rule cities that addresses issues like more restrictive gun ordinances, marriage, and divorce. The natural gas industry has enough product to supply energy for the entire country for the next 100 years. At least that's according to the president of the American Gas Association. He said that this afternoon while speaking at WVU. Dave McCurdy was there as part of a conference hosted by the university's College of Law. He told 5 News that thanks to the natural gas industry, the Atlantic region has become the biggest gas producer in the U.S. He said it's also become a more reliable form of energy and it's cheap. He mentioned some people have already started to use the gas to fuel their cars, and he predicted that more people will start using natural gas-powered cars soon.
The challenge right now is the number of fueling stations available, and that's kind of a chicken and the egg. As they produce more trucks and vehicles that rely on it, the more the facilities will build.
He added that natural gas is cheaper by about $1 per every gallon. That's us making headlines today. Make sure you tune in tonight for Fox 10 at 10 and 5 News at 11 for all your latest news and weather updates. Until then, have a great night.